do it.
So, this episode has been in the making for a minute. So, and one of the reasons why I kind of took a minute to do it because I didn't want to feel like somebody's thinking I'm just trying to capitalize on something, right? I don't know, maybe it's just me, but and I wanted to be genuine, right? But I still want to be able to make this make this thing happen. So, as y'all see on my left here is my beautiful wife. And let you introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sumayyah.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Okay, this is Sumayyah, y'all. So this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is.
Right. And so recently, well, actually this took place back in the summer, right? We was at a podcast summit.
Yep.
Right. And and I guess everybody kind of seen it. A lot of people have seen it already. And it's still circulating, I guess. Right.
Yeah.
But one of the things that happened is the conversation that took place, and then the host, what's up, Mr. Shan, David Shan, big up to David Shan, wanted to speak to my wife because he was said something kind of crazy to me. Well, I think that's probably the wrong thing he figured he should have done after it happened, right? But there's some interesting things that's happened for that, and so I wanted to interview Sumayyah on the Get Made podcast, and so, but with everything coming on the show, you got to go through it.
Oh my gosh! Here we go.
So you got to get.
I'm normally on the other side,
right? No, because this is also the producer for the podcast, right? So she's normally on the other side of the camera,
right?
But so
be gentle.
It is what it is. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
So, Get Made podcast questions.
Oh gosh.
Right, and so, what book have you read? Preferably a black author, but any author would do if you can't really just think of one that has inspired you.
I'm not reading anything a black author. What I've decided to do, for me personally, I started to go back to the basics, the principles, right? Mm-hmm. So I really started to looking at the pillars that we need to basically understand and know as being Muslims, right?
Okay.
So I started reading The Ideal Muslim, the mannerisms of Muslims. So I'm reading stuff from our library. That's what I started doing.
Okay.
And then I've also started back into reading Quran. Like there's certain surahs that I'm trying to learn, right? Mm. So I started to go back to that and read those surahs and learning. I know them in Arabic, in English. Just now to translate them into Arabic, getting it, and then the pronunciation, as you and I have been talking. So I started doing that. So that's what I'm reading. I'm going back to the principles, basically. So that's what I started to do.
All right. And so, as second question, a black male who you may know specifically that has been inspirational for you.
That has influenced me?
Influence, inspire, influence. Kind of, for me, that's interchangeable. So
yeah. I don't know, because I guess because I'm not really into social media and like that, a black male. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I haven't really seen any. I'm just gonna keep it real. I haven't seen any, and I can't be biased, right? I guess I can't. I think it's your circle of the individuals that you connect with, your circle. Like, for example, when you bring the brothers on to the podcast, they kind of influence some of the things that I'm hearing, and I'm like, oh, okay, that clicked. Like, for example, brother Shadiq Muhammad. Love the brother. Listen to him. I follow him, and of course you and him are good friends, and his take on things. So he's an influence, right? The young brother that you had on, the football player, right? Who used to be football.
Right.
He was kind of influenced Hussein because of some of the things that he's went through and he's done as far as a black male. So I'm not going to say they influenced me per se, but they influenced some of the thoughts that I had on men and manhood and development. So
now I ain't gonna put one in your head, but I really would thought you would say Zayd, to be honest.
Yeah, my sahab.
Right.
I mean your sahab, I should say. My wakil, Zayd. Yeah, very, very powerful brother. You're right. And you're right. He's definitely one. I love that brother. He's been very influential in our lives, and to me, whenever I had any questions, Islamically or whatever, socially, whatever, he's been that person to go to talk to. So yes, he is. You're right. He's an influence.
Yeah,
Zayd and Zari.
Right, and so I kind of figured that probably would be one. And so, last but not least,
okay,
and we're going to kind of dig into some of this interview.
Okay.
Black manhood, as far as how it relates to a woman in their lives and the dynamics. What do you believe is the status of that?
The status of
the dynamics between men and women as far as the relationship is concerned.
Black manhood and the dynamics with women. Here's what I'm finding. I'm finding that men are there. Some men are using their masculinity, right, which can be sometimes a turnoff for women.
You say using their masculinity.
What losing?
Oh, losing
Their masculinity, because I'm seeing things when I'm driving and walking about it, what have you, and it's just like, what is happening? How men are dressing and whatever, and then the approach that they give to women and how that may be the dynamics of women looking at that, and it's disturbing to see that they're accepting some of it, right? So that to me is kind of, it's strange. It's strange for me, being whatever generation I am right now, even growing up, whatever. It's strange for me to see that. So the dynamics of Black manhood, I see some Black men out here doing some great things, like I said, some of your companions and things of that nature, and what I see in the community. And then I see some who are just still trying to figure it out.
Okay. So, and we're going to let that pivot us into just keeping real with the conversation. We'll let that pivot us into the conversation.
Okay.
So, the reason I asked that question is because with a lot of the comments that were made during looking at the video, looking at the clip that's been out there, a lot of those comments, it really came across as, you really being a woman who was, down for your man. Right? How they say, 10 toes
down. 10 toes
down, right? And so, and which, I normally say this, I know it's going to sound crazy, I just think that's just a natty girl person, it's a girl from Cincinnati.
Okay.
That's kind of always been my take.
I know.
And so, and, we, growing up, we from the same neighborhood, and, I mean, we going to school together. Right. And so I just knew that, nah, man, you kind of screwed up doing this. You know what I mean? And so giving it to, handing the mic to you. But, obviously it came off as something that was remarkable, that it seemed like it was a phenomenon.
Yeah. And that was surprising to me. Like, it came off as, if I may jump in, it came off as some phenomena, because when it blew up and I'm looking at it, and I kept replaying it. I'm just like, to me, who wouldn't do that? What woman wouldn't do that? Right? Because I think the trigger for everyone who was watching the video was when he said, there's got to be something toxic. There's going to be just, there's something toxic. And when we look at that word toxic, we have to look at what it really means. It does mean just that, like nasty, like
Some poisonous.
poisonous,
Right.
nasty, right? And who am I to literally just lay stuff out on someone who I care about, who I love, that's toxic, right?
Or saying something that
Or
person's talking.
yeah, or
Toxic.
saying something
Right.
that's toxic. And then even to the point when he said that, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, toxic. Ooh, that's kind of strong, right? And I'm like, no. I mean, there's things that you do to nag me.
Right.
There's
Of
things.
course.
I mean, but
Of course.
that's in a relationship. But when it happened, and it triggered, and people were just ready. They were just ready for just like, give it to us. No, and I'm like, no. And again, like I said before, who would do that? What? For me, I am there for you to be a cover for you, right? And not just to be a cover for you, but to just for me to throw something out there to say that you're toxic is not true. I can't say anything that's not true. That's not true. I'm not going to fabricate anything. And then again, for me to be there in that position, it just didn't. I did what I was supposed to do. I just felt like there was nothing phenomenal. There was nothing like, ooh, I'm just like, I stood up and said what I was supposed to say. And I came real. And is anybody who meet me would know that's how I am. It was strange for me.
So then I would look at, because I went to thinking of two things, right? Well, a couple of things, but I use these two. One, that many women probably wouldn't do that nowadays for their man. And maybe two, men are not, and I guess putting themselves as being worthy of having somebody.
That part. Yeah, that makes a good point, because after that happened, although there were people who weren't there at the podcast, after it happened, so many women came up to me. Not men, women came up to me and said, oh my gosh, you know what? You are just an epitome of marriage, and I am so happy for you. You did that, and I'm so proud of you. And then that was just so beautiful what you done for your husband. I'm just like, but wouldn't you have done that? And then there were some men say, oh my gosh, that was, your husband got a good one, and yada yada yada, and I want a sister like you, or we need more of you, and whatever. So then I when I'm hearing this, I'm saying to myself, okay, ladies, what's missing? And not just the ladies. Let's just say, okay, fellas, what's missing where she can't do that? What's missing where your significant other, your partner, your wife, your what have you, what is missing that she could not stand up and say, oh no, bro, no, don't come from, no, he is da 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 da. And I am here to XYZ. So what is missing that your significant other can't say that, or that you can't say that about your wife or your girlfriend or whatever would have did the same thing? And that was surprising to me. That was surprising, but that both genders came to me and gave me my props.
Right.
That was very surprising.
Right. And it was like, I'm sitting there thinking, right, even as you're talking right now, I'm remembering the day, right? Because, what I did is kind of just move to the side, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, if they giving flowers, hell, let her get her flowers, you know what I mean? And so, it wasn't, didn't detract from me.
Right.
Or, and I'm like, but why is this such, and then I went to thinking, I understand that even when he was saying what he said on the stage, as far as something got to be toxic about you.
Got to be.
Right. And that's the idea that something got to be wrong and you got to tell it.
You got to tell it. You
right.
got to tell it. And then to the point where he said, I'm going to give you some time to think about it. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Let's do this. Like, I'm good.
It's like, because in the audience, you could damn near hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
Because they was waiting on the juice.
There was. And I think what it is, society, we've done that. in media. People have they that's what they wait for, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wait for the juice, they wait for the tea.
Mm-hmm.
And they're waiting for this, like, okay, give it to us. Like they're just like this, like, give it to us. So yeah, they're waiting for the tea.
Right. And and it's like then when you get the tea, and then not only that, then it's like, wait a minute, but let me kind of tell you something.
Right.
It's like, damn.
Right. We heard that. We heard that.
It's like, damn. You can hear people there. And I'm like, damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing it too, because I'm doing it to them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow. We have really dropped off as men and women in a relationship to where
we're waiting.
What as a man, what am I doing? I mean, none of us are perfect.
No.
Right. No. I guess I'm making a statement more than a question here, but none of us are perfect. Right. And so we're all gonna come up with some shortcomings.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's gonna be some things that tick you off. It's gonna be things that tick me off. There's gonna be some things like I know I read somebody say it got to be more than just a pill bottle. You know what I mean?
But it is. But that's the first thing that popped in my mind, because
that's
that one thing that just is like
irritates the hell out of you.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? And it's like I'm like, it got to be more than a pill bottle.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you need that. You know what I mean? It's like, where are we as a society?
But we got to get more.
That we got to have more. And then when it was celebrated, I guess when people kind of came to some type of senses, right, and then it was celebrated, and it's like, damn, you really celebrating it though? I mean, I ain't gonna really kick it, but kick it in the tail or something. But it's like, we got to have that to be celebrated, right? That what have we lost in the relationship chain that that then required, as a man, I really went back, I didn't really think of what was up with women, because you start hearing, need a woman like that, need a woman like that, then if you need a woman like that, then you need to be a man like that.
There it is.
Right.
There it is. Or if you need a woman like that, and then what you just said, well, then you need a man like that. What type of man are you?
Right.
To get a woman like that. Or what type of man are you?
Right.
To get a woman like me to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he doing? I mean, yeah, this is the pill bottle, whatever. And remember, I think a lot of people miss 17 years. Right? That's growth. We had to grow.
Right.
To learn each other, whatever.
Right. To really just become about a pill bottle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That the first thing that really come to mind was the pill bottle.
So
right.
yeah.
And so I thought it was interesting. Right. I thought it was really interesting in coming into the shape of not just you as a person, because I mean, within your own right, you're a remarkable person.
Thank you.
I say that.
Thank you.
And but what's happening with us? Where have we lost, in your opinion? Where have we lost? If we talking about women specifically right now, where have we lost the training for that? If that's what, because that's what people kept saying. We need to train. You need to do a video. You need to do this. You need to write a book.
I mean, I've gotten that. Yeah,
it's been all of that.
I know.
Then where did we lose it? That now we have to have some type of deep dive. Thing.
I don't know. Here's the thing,
and I know I'm asking you to stretch yourself with answering that question.
Yeah. I know. Here for me, and again, everybody's different.
Right.
When you say training or whatever, a lot of things stem from whatever that individual's been through in relationships. Let's just start there. Right. It stems from that. That is the training. What that person has been through, the relationships, good, bad, or ugly, and how that person has grown from it, and how they're not going to make those same mistakes, or they see those little flags or whatever, so they can make that happen. So that training comes from previous experiences with whomever you've been with, and then also what you see If you have good friends who are married and are doing well in their relationship, if you see good things in those individuals' relationship, then you want to take those little tidbits and those gems that those individuals are giving you.
Do you believe your companions, your friends
Oh,
are in that same mode that you operate in?
yes. Yeah. I have 5 on my hand. And I'm afraid to fill it up. I'm not
Right.
afraid, but
I
I have
understand.
5 good companions, right? And 3 of them right now we're tight. 2 of them we're growing, right?
Right.
But yeah, we talk. We learn from each other's marriages and relationship, and they've been in marriage as long as I have. 12 years, 10 years, 60. Yeah. So we grow from each other. So that's where my training came from, and my companions. And then also in my previous relationships. You learn. One of the things I've learned in being who I am as a woman and accepting what I'm doing and what you say training. Something was said to me when you marry someone, they say, "Oh, I love you." No, I say, "No, I like you." You learn to love somebody. And that's how you grow. You learn to love somebody. You like them first, and then you learn to love them.
Okay. What does the like process look?
Ooh. Okay, let's just
For a woman.
yeah. Let's take the like process. You like certain mannerisms that they have. Okay, you like that. Like, okay, he did this. He started opening the door for me. Let's make sure he continued to open the door. Right. He started asking me how I'm doing. You like that. Let's make sure it continues. Or remind him. Like, you asking me how I'm doing. Let's continue. You like that about those mannerisms. That's a like. You like those things, those traits. And then you start to learn to love things about that individual or learn, about that person. So yeah, that's the like.
When does the deep dive in that come into for a woman?
A deep dive of what? Love?
Love. Because I can know, I can honestly say here on camera that I knew I was in love with you before you loved me.
Yeah, you're right. You did. You did. I know. I remember. You told me.
Yeah,
I know.
I knew that I was, and
yeah.
and in all fairness, I think about being in love with a woman.
Yeah.
That probably was the case anyway.
That
gotcha. That was probably I was already in before they even stepped in.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
now I'm not saying that does it to make our situation unique,
right?
Because it does,
right?
Right. Because how we even got to that point, right? What it was that you did for me,
right?
In order for me to go there,
okay,
right? Okay. So I'm not saying it is called cookie cutter,
right?
Right. But for a woman though,
to just say,
because I'm just, and I might sound a little crazy because some women say, no, I know I love them and all this type of stuff here, but it seems like that women kind of tend to, I know this is my duty. I got to do this, I got to cook your food. I got to lay down with you. I got to do this, do that. And, I like you though.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't do this if I didn't like you.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That is what it is.
Wow. And you said it.
I mean, but I'm real. You know I'm real. Wow. But it is but that's the like process.
Okay.
But remember, the love is coming.
Yeah.
That's what we grow into. We grow into the love. I mean, I just gotta
Well,
I like this.
Does like then also allow a woman to still be what they consider 10 toes down?
Yeah, for sure. Because that like is growing. Here's the thing. For some, and everybody's different.
Okay.
Every woman is different.
We're not just general.
No, we're not just everybody's no. This is me.
Right.
I'm like this. I'm in there, but I'm not in there. Right. I'm just making sure this is, I like him. We make sure, his mannerisms, whatever. Right. I'm in there, but I'm gonna dig in there.
Right. Because I heard Michelle. I heard Michelle Obama say that too.
Right.
Right. About Barack Obama.
Yeah.
She all right. He all right. You know what I mean? And, and she wasn't really. He was already in.
Yeah.
Before she really just got in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
But can I say this though? For women, a good man is a great commodity. A good man, when you do, you're getting in there, right? And then when you find it and it's starting to happen, you gonna be in there. And that's that's a beautiful thing. That's a commodity. So I totally get where she's coming from. He's like, he all right, but let's just see what happens. Right? Because we don't know what that other individuals has been through with relationships. You have to remember it stems from that. He all right, but we're gonna wait to see what happens.
Right. I mean, because I guess there's different strokes in that situation, right? Because some women may still like and say, okay, I'm with you, but then I really don't like that nigga. You know what I mean?
And that's sad. Now that right there is sad. He's like, I like him, but I really don't. Why are you putting so much effort to be with someone where you just like, I'm like him, but I really don't, whatever. Because you've already set your mindset that you're going to stay with the like. Think about it. I like him, but I really don't. I ain't really trying to be with him like that, right? When you just said it like that. So you've already set subconsciously in your mindset that you right there. That's it.
And that ain't really where you go.
And that's not really, you're not going to go. Yeah, you're not going to go any further than that. If you said that and you set that tone, then that's it. Then how does a woman then become to love?
Right,
if you've already set the light.
Right. That's it. The love for you, your understanding. Again, you're not really talking for everyone.
No.
But I'm sure some women may have your understanding. Right. Then how does the love process develop? The love, I mean, not the lust or the infatuation, but the care, the true care. Right. How does that develop for a woman?
That develops by talking and communicating. Let me tell you something that you did when we first got married. And I love that about you because you communicated with me. This is a funny story. So whatever, I don't know, was oatmeal.
I don't know what it's gonna
be. I know you don't know what it's gonna be. I made some oatmeal.
Oh, okay.
I made some oatmeal. And you said to me, and the oatmeal was dry. And you like your oatmeal a little wet. But the way you said it,
and with the raisins
in it. But what you said to me, you said, hey, you know what? Thank you so much. I appreciate this. This was a beautiful breakfast. You got up and whatever. He said, you said, but I just wanted to share with you, just let you know that I like my oatmeal wet with the raisins. You didn't say like, man, you know what? This is cool. It was the way you came. You was genuine, you was sincere, and you was soft with it. And then you said, I understand that we're growing together as a couple. It's going to take time. That's when I said, okay, I'm going to love this man, because you didn't come to me like, I really didn't like that oatmeal. Because some men do that. I really didn't like that. Hey, you get enough? Yeah, it was good, but I really didn't like it. And men do that. Some men do that. That's what made me to love you. It was the communication piece of how you communicated with me, and it was soft. And it was gentle. You didn't come at me hard, because I've had that before. So now having this opposite, it was like, oh, okay. Even there's a couple other things I cooked that you came in, but I took it, and guess what I did? I kept trying to master what you like, so you can then love what I do. And that's what happens.
Wow. And so it really then stems from how the man, for a woman, how the man really then
responds.
Okay.
How he responds to what she may have done that was off,
right,
incorrect, whatever. How he responds. The response of communication is so key for us. How do you respond to something that you didn't like, or that you were taken aback from, whatever, anything? How you respond, it speaks volumes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, because I guess we're looking at how we move into a direction of really, because most men, and many men, I have to, I've been told many, many years ago to quit using the word most, but many men, right, want a woman who just, look, it's about him. Right. I don't know no man that really don't want a woman that, I don't know many. I mean, I think they cultivate them like that now.
Yeah.
Because they in and out of relationships like it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but when it really comes down and he then tries to give his heart over to him, like I think I even told you before, if I got it, I dump my pockets out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's, that's my family, period.
Yeah.
And if I got it, then I dump my pockets out for you, right? Because that's how I care about my family, right? And I'm also looking for that to be reciprocated. Now, I'm not saying you dumping your pockets out, right? But I'm saying the care.
Yeah, the care. Yeah.
Right? Many men want the care, right? And what I believe the video showed, for my opinion, the care, right? And I don't believe people were able to articulate it that way.
Yeah.
Right. I believe it was the aspect of what the care looked like.
Right.
Then they start using these old, colloquial terms, street terms. They 10 toes down. That's what's up. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
right.
She a real one.
She a real
whatever.
one, right?
I'm just like,
and all that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But and some of that too. I think is an ego booster. But I believe though, if we as in relationships, right, start trying to be in a position of working from a space of care.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And then I believe we can get what it is that we are actually looking for from, like some women, want the emotional aspect. Some women would just want the financial piece of it. Right. And, it's okay, whatever it is that they choose that they want.
Right.
Right. Everybody get to walk into a relationship based upon what it is they got.
Yeah.
And I guess they're going to get out of it what works for them.
Right.
Right. But if it's a deep dive, what does the care look like? Right. And the care then would look like selflessness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so where I think the audience was waiting on the selfish aspect of throwing me under a bus.
Yeah. Yeah. They was waiting.
Right.
They were waiting.
That's something that you didn't do.
Yeah.
Right. And you could have been in your girl power moment, or
which we already talked about that girl power thing.
And you can be, I'm every woman, hear me roar. You know
right.
what I mean? And the strong black woman, or whatever it is you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever era you would decide to want. I don't believe they was expecting it. And because a vast majority of the people who she kept showing up and talking to you were single.
They were single. Now they were single, and there was one young lady who came up to me. She was a newlywed. They just got married. And she says to me, "You've inspired me." She said, "What you did is what I want in our relationship. And what you did is what I want for me to be to him." And I told her, "You can be. Here's my thing. What's stopping you?" And then with that said, when I say what's stopping you, could it be him or something he's doing, whatever? And then again, we have to think about when you're in a relationship with someone, what are y'all talking about? What are we communicating? What are you talking about? Or what are you not talking about? Where you can grow with that care. Does that make sense? What are you are you're not talking about? In your relationship, where you have to come and say, "I want to be just like that. I want to be like you," but you can. I mean, everybody can. You can. You just have to. It has to be here, and just